I waited for you, Phil.
Where are we today, Kath?
Well, in the background we've got the Dunstable Priory, so I think that gives it away.
The what priory?
Dunstable.
What does that mean?
It was an Augustinian priory.
Yeah, but what's Dunstable?
Dunstable is a town that we're in now.
Oh, so is that where we are?
Yeah.
It's not called Dunstable after Saint Dunstable?
No, there's no Saint Dunstable.
Well, it wasn't very clear what you were trying to say.
Do you want to start this again?
No, carrying on now.
You said, where are we? This is where we are.
Dunstable Priory.
Priory at the back of us in the town of Dunstable.
Yeah. Now we know we're in Dunstable. It makes sense, doesn't it?
So
our one viewer wants to know exactly where we are.
We're in Dunstable, folks. I haven't got the exact latitude line we're standing on. But
no, but Dunstable is in Bedfordshire.
Yes, of course it is.
And it's a historic market town.
It is.
Describe it as that?
It's an ancient historic market town.
It's an ancient historic market town.
Yeah.
So it's not a place that you'd immediately think of going to for a holiday.
Possibly not. No. But did you get a lot of tourists?
Apparently they do.
Yeah.
It's only about 30 miles outside London.
Yeah, and not far. Luton's only up the road.
Yeah.
Up that way.
And so we're going to have a little walk around Dunstable now and see what's here.
And we'll tell you a bit more about it. Factually, that's.
If we can. If we know anything about it.
Well, I do. Do you?
No. I'll see you in a minute.
Bye-bye.
Bye. The Priory of Saint Dunstable of Assisi. What do we know about him?
She's saying hello. Hello.
What do we know about Saint Dunstable?
There is no Saint Dunstable, Phil.
What do you mean?
There is none.
There must be.
No, there's not.
Come on, Kath.
No, but I mean, it has got links to
What's it to do with?
Henry VIII.
Yes.
And
hello.
Hello.
Look at that doorway.
It's lovely.
That's a like medieval doorway, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's just closed, the church.
Oh yeah, apparently they close at 3. Okay, so what do we know about the actual priory itself?
Yeah.
It was of Augustinian establishment monastery by Henry I.
Built by Henry I.
No, he established the Augustinian.
When was that then?
Augustinian
when
monastery.
was that then? It was about in the 1150s, wasn't it?
No,
it was in the
1131.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's on a sign. I saw it there.
No, well, I researched it.
I saw it coming in. Look how old that is.
1131.
1131.
The first Augustinian monastery here.
Yes.
Henry I we're talking about here.
Henry I?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then come the time of Henry VIII.
It's beautiful.
Who wanted to get rid of all the monasteries.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Happens.
But what about Henry VIII?
Henry VIII, with the dissolution of all the monasteries, he then evicted all the Augustinian monks.
Yes.
Who were a very profitable group.
Right.
Are you paying attention?
Yeah.
And what happened in the Lady Chapel here, Phil?
Henry VIII got his marriage to Catherine of Aragon dissolved.
Annulled.
Annulled?
By who?
I don't know.
Cardinal Wolsey.
Oh, Cardinal Wolsey. He was famous, wasn't he?
Especially to do it for him.
Cardinal Wolsey.
In the Lady Chapel.
Didn't Henry VIII decapitate him?
He did in the end, yeah. He was never loyal to anybody.
No, I know that.
Well, I suppose it doesn't pay to be loyal all the time, does it?
These warlords, though, what do you expect?
So we could go on to another warlord as well.
Who's
in
that
relation to Dunstable.
Go on then.
Longshanks.
Longshanks.
Edward the First.
Edward the First, of course.
Who was married to Eleanor of Castile,
Yes.
Spanish Queen. And one of the sites, what happened was she was on the way to meet him in Scotland when he was pounding out the Scots. And trying to capture Scotland.
He was a bit.
Am I talking to you or to here? I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be.
No, you need to talk to here.
I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah.
I'm getting distracted here.
Yeah.
So he was there warmongering away with the Scots, Longshanks, and
he was called the Hammer of the Scots, wasn't he?
The Scots, yeah.
Do you know what Edward the First is? The best time I've ever seen Edward the First was on Braveheart.
Yeah, when he featured
by Patrick McGowan.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a brilliant Henry the First,
Edward
the First, wasn't he?
But apparently, he wasn't long married to. Well, he wasn't that long married to Eleanor of Castile.
This is your history for you.
History. Too many distractions in this area.
No, there isn't.
So Eleanor Castile went to meet him on his request.
Yes.
Travelling to Scotland. Got as far as a little village called Harby in Nottinghamshire.
Yes.
And she died.
She did.
So as soon as he heard the news, he laid down all the, the warmongering to get back for a burial, and before they actually buried her at Westminster Abbey, he marked 12 memorial sites, the Eleanor Crosses as they're known, and one of them was erected in Dunstable here.
Well, we're going to walk up to there.
We're going to walk
next,
up
aren't we?
to where it used to be.
Yep.
It's obviously not there anymore. There's only 3 remained in the UK, and that's Charing Cross, which gave it its name, the cross after Eleanor. There's one in Geddington, and I think there may be one in Lincoln or somewhere else. But there were 12 sites because he loved it so much that he wanted to mark a passing with each of these stages.
Yeah, it was everywhere where Eleanor's body had stopped off during its trip back to London and its burial in Westminster Abbey. Everywhere it stopped off, her burial in Westminster Abbey. Edward the First, the great warlord, the great dictator of the Middle Ages.
He wanted to mark them in her honour, didn't he?
Showed love and affection to his queen.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest show of love and affection to a medieval queen that we know of.
That we ever know of. And considering he was such a warlord as well, was totally the opposite of what would have been expected of him. Yeah. And that marriage between him and Eleanor was also an arranged marriage, which were never really that successful. But this one just seemed to have some kind of magic about it. And he was totally besotted with her.
Yeah.
Wonder what it must be like then for someone to be totally besotted with you.
I don't know. I've never
experienced
by anyone. That would be an experience. You would think we had swallowed the Wikipedia.
But what a really fitting marking of that end of that man, because he was so in deep sadness and deep mourning about it all, that when they came to lay it to rest in Westminster Abbey, he authorised that 2 waxed candles would stay eternally lit forevermore. Right. That was his instruction, and those candles were lit continually for 2.5 centuries.
Amazing. Until
the Reformation, and then they...
That's great. We've waxed lyrical about Edward I for over 7 minutes, which is incredible.
You know what? It's a fascinating story, actually, and it would make a brilliant film.
Yeah, but we've got to make a video and we've got to walk around Dunstable, Cass, so let's go. Thank you very much.
The gardeners are doing some work here.
Yeah, the gardeners are working.
Are you having a good day?
Work.
Oh, yes. Are you winning?
Oh, yes.
You look like you're very industrious and getting on with it. Yeah.
It's a sure sign of summer when you see gardeners at work, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, spring.
When we get the cross on Easter morning.
Yes.
Oh, because you're preparing for Easter Sunday.
Yes. Bring along a flower.
Yeah.
And just with it.
Oh.
Somebody wanted to remember.
Oh, I see. That's fabulous.
On there.
Yes.
We would like it covered in flowers.
Wow.
Oh, isn't that a wonderful notion, that?
That's fantastic. Yes. They're making this cross here.
Yeah.
Yeah. See this cross here? And they're going to fill it with flowers for Easter Sunday. They're just going to put them in the ground. But you can see the outline of the cross already. It's brilliant, that. It's great.
Thursday, was it last week? Thursday afternoon. In the rain.
In the rain.
In the rain, that's dedication for you.
That's a true gardener. Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
fair weather gardeners here.
No.
Yeah.
And we belong to Dunstable in Bloom as well.
Oh, lovely.
It was you know, we've had golds, everything.
You've done really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
done ever so well.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And we'll start again doing the pots and everything now.
Because it looks.
So this is Priory Gardens in Dunstable.
And we've just spoken to Penny and Jackie,
Yeah.
who were preparing the gardens and the priory for Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
With some beautiful foliage and flowers, and they planted primrose and crocus and various things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're doing a nice job. Yeah.
They are. And we're doing a nice job, aren't we?
Now, we've only got a short time stay in the Priory car park, so we have to keep an eye on the time
We do.
and then go and park somewhere else.
Yes. But we'll have a quick look around Dunstable before we do that.
Now, they've won gold, you know, for Dunstable in Bloom on many a year.
Somebody must have told you that, Kat.
Yeah, Penny and Jackie just
Penny
told
and
me.
Jackie. Okay, let's have a look around. Just
These daffs are nice.
organise the camera. There we go. So, this is Priory Garden, Dunstable.
So we're going to head over to Ashton Square.
No, we're going to go over to where the Eleanor crosses were.
Well, isn't that the original sighting of one?
No,
No? The one in Dunstable. Or is it further
I'm
down?
going to show you now.
Oh, it's further towards the high street, isn't it?
No,
No?
no.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
This is on film, Kath.
Oh, you know Shakespeare.
No.
Crossed over there, Phil.
Crossed over from what?
From Shakespeare. It's just fell over. You got that on camera.
Should we go across the road?
Okay.
So this is Dunstable.
This is Ashton Square.
What's this called?
Ashton Square.
Ashton Square.
You should know that by now.
Yeah. We're going to go down here. Somebody's done a bit of street art here, Kat. This row of shops here is called Middle Row. Is that right, Kath?
Yeah. Part of Middleborough.
And it's one of the oldest parts of Dunstable.
Was this not where the workhouse was, Middle Row?
Where what was?
The workhouse
The workhouse.
was on Middle Row in medieval times.
Yeah. So this is a medieval street with little alleyways like that. And at this crossroads here, just about here, was just about round about here, was the Eleanor Cross.
So on here, this section.
Back here.
Yeah.
And if we go across the road here over to NatWest Bank, there's a little plaque on the wall there that tells you all about it. So we're going to go over there and have a look. Don't, yeah, you're going to get knocked over, Kath. So
sure they wouldn't just run you down.
They might do, Kath.
Yeah.
So this is Dunstable High Street now. High Street North. You can walk across. And there's the plaque. 1290, 11th of December.
1291.
90.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, but the cross was erected in 1291.
Yes,
the
erected the year after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you would have rested here.
Yeah.
In the Priory.
In the Priory, where we've just been to.
That is an endless love story, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a king to be so passionate about his queen and the loss in his life, to do 12 publicly marked monuments.
Yeah.
To say, I love that woman. How many men would do that today?
Very few, Kath. Men today, they're just interested in sowing wild oats, aren't they?
Yeah, but they can't even do them, right, can they?
See what I mean? So
well, they never get a good crop.
We're walking down Dunstable High Street. What else is Dunstable famous for, Kath?
Okay, well, the one thing that what we're involved with currently, and it's famous for, is the hat industry.
The hat industry.
Particularly straw boater hats.
Yes. It was the centre of the hat industry, wasn't it?
Well, it evolved like everything. Similarly to like the watchmaking in Prescott did. It's small family units.
Yes.
They had cottage industries here making hats, and in particular the 7.
Now, a lot of people aren't going to know where Prescott is if they don't follow up Born and Raised in Prescott channel.
So Prescott, Lancashire.
Yeah, they won't know where. It's a small town about 8 miles outside Liverpool.
Well, you should have interjected.
I did. That's what I've just done, interject.
Well, we're not talking about Prescott. I was just making a difference with it.
Yeah, but not everybody follows Born and Raised in Prescott. Anyway, look at this.
Now.
Look at this.
Oh, Bubba's nose for luck.
This is what we want, isn't it? We want a bear covered in grass. There we go. A bear covered in grass.
So what we were saying,
yes,
about the straw hats.
Yes.
They were particularly renowned for their 7-way plaited hat, straw plaits that would make up the hats. And then because they became so popular, they then built the factories, and one of the people who built the factories was a guy called Munt, the Munt family, who actually built his first factory next to Priory House.
Right.
And then other factories grew up out of that, and the Dunstable hat making went as far as inspiring Luton, and they started making hats as well. Wow. So you would get like factories that could be small concerns which were very family run, or you could get factories which employed 300 to 400 people.
It's the old Sugarloaf pub.
I mean, that's a really interesting thing about the hats actually, because the last hat factory closed in 1939.
A coaching in since 1660. The old Sugarloaf.
We should go in, shouldn't we?
See? Have a look around, you never know what you're going to see. That looks like an old cinema over there.
Oh, that's definitely Art Deco, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last hat factory closed in 1939.
1939.
And Dunstable was renowned all over hat making.
But if you you know,
hats in particular.
You know about straw hats. If you watch all these old films, you know, like the ones like Mitchell and Kenyon, from about 1900. You'll see people going out for days out and stuff. We'll go down here. past a noisy bus. They will
Let's get past that.
so noisy bus. You will see the old films where people go to the seaside and they're all wearing straw hats, aren't they?
Yeah, boaters as they were known.
Boaters. So there's a good chance.
Boaters and bonnets, mainly.
There's a good chance
Because
that.
bonnets were very fashionable.
So there's a good chance that their hats would be made in Dunstable.
Yeah. They were renowned.
They were.
Very, very popular.
They were.
Very popular. Indeed.
Yes. So
we've covered Henry the First, we've covered Henry the Eighth.
yeah, we're just going down here.
We've covered
Have we covered the Asda?
Priory House.
What's the Asda?
Dunstable Priory. There's another little interesting piece of information, Phil, that relates to a film that you really like.
And what's that, Kath? What's that film that I really like?
Tell the people.
You tell the people.
No, I've done enough talking. You've got the talking stick now, go on.
Well, we're going to a place here that's named after somebody very famous who went to school in Dunstable. And it's just down here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're just going to walk down now, show you this scenic route. We'll take you to scenic route past the supermarket, past the sea of traffic. To Grove House Gardens. There must have been a house here called Grove House.
Yeah. I don't think there's any relics of it, though, is there?
I don't know. I think there is.
It's got a lot of ancient historic buildings. Now, the Priory House is a Grade 2 listed building,
It is.
which is the Heritage and Tourism Civic Council establishment now, but
Yeah.
it's near to Dunstable Priory.
Right.
You can tell it's Easter. It's shocking.
It's busy for Monday, isn't it?
It's
Around
holiday,
here.
Phil. It's Easter holidays.
It is.
All the kids, all the families are broken up.
That's what it is.
Right, so if you give people a clue of what the film is,
Shall I give people a
give
clue?
them a clue.
Okay. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. This on our wedding day.
You're not talking about
Eleanor,
Eleanor, Edward,
do not
Longshanks and Eleanor
forsake me,
Costello.
oh my darling, my darling.
Ooh. Okay, and there's another clue.
This is a clue. This is more than a clue.
This is the answer.
This is the answer. There it is. The Gary Cooper Weatherspoons of
He
Gary
was
Cooper.
here for 3 years, by the way.
He went to school here, Gary Cooper.
Only between 1910 and 1930.
Of course, his most famous film.
Oh, they've got the statue in here.
Yeah,
Let's go in.
his most famous film being High Noon. And if we go in here, there's actually a statue to him. Or there used to be.
Still is.
So, we're going to have a look now. Here it is. So, I'll turn the camera around and you can have a look at this. It's a magnificent statue dedicated to Gary Cooper.
As opposed to Gary Glitter.
As opposed to Gary Glitter. On horseback, because we like those Western films, didn't we? That nice?
So that would have been made in 19... What year was the film made?
Oh, 1953, I think.
1953.
I think High Noon was 1953. But that sculpture refers to...
Oh no, this
that
was going to be...
That was a model made for a bronze sculpture.
Yeah.
That never
came into fruition.
Never came into anything.
So what's that? Is that cast or what is that then?
I think it's...
fiberglass.
Fiberglass, yeah. It's quite magnificent, isn't it? Beautifully modelled. Gary Cooper. There's a little story about Gary Cooper attending a grammar school next door to Grove House, which is the gardens that's outside here, in 1910 to 1913, before leaving for the United States at age 12. His film career began as an extra before he was contacted by Paramount Pictures in 1927 after changing his name from Frank to Gary. And by the end of the 1930s, Gary Cooper was reputedly the highest paid film star in America, and his outstanding performance was in 1952 as the town's marshal in High Noon. Unforgettable. There you go. So if you're visiting Dunstable, I'd strongly recommend you pay the Gary Cooper a visit and pay homage to a local hero. So there you go. Gary Cooper, who'd have thought it? Right here in Dunstable, Bedfordshire. And it's a Wetherspoons, which is always good. We like Wetherspoons. So we'll make our way through Grove House Gardens. There's the BBC.
Oh yeah, the Three Counties.
Over there. Three Counties BBC. For those who are interested.
In the BBC.
In the BBC.
And isn't it warm now?
It is warm.
Oh, it's about 15 degrees now.
Yeah.
It's like a summer's day.
So I hope you've found out a bit about Dunstable. It's classed as a large town, isn't it?
Yes. Historic town.
It's very interesting. It goes back
historic town.
Many years. It was well renowned in the medieval times for jousting tournaments.
Yeah, and I think it's actually recorded in the Domesday Book.
I think it is.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's a very ancient town.
From what I researched last
It's a really nice town to come to if you're stopping off. It's not far from London.
It's got some beautiful buildings as well. Some nice architecture.
It has. It's great, and it's well worth a visit. So yeah, thanks for watching our little vlog. It's only a flying visit today because we have to go somewhere else. But
so it's a flying buttress, Phil.
Yeah, if you've enjoyed our video, give us the thumbs up, give us a like, leave a comment
and subscribe.
Tell us what it's like to live in Dunstable if you live in Dunstable. Yeah. Subscribe and share it on your social media platforms. It's our new channel, Two Loons.
Lautrec is my bit. I keep telling you.
Oh yeah.
It's like Morecambe and Wise.
It is. And there's a sign here. Oh, Grove House Gardens. Yeah. Not much of a sign. So we're going out this way.
Didn't there used to be a house on this site then?
There was. Well, I was reading in the Gary Cooper Wetherspoons that Gary Cooper actually went to school here at Grove's house.
Between 1910 and 1913.
It was a school.
But he was only here because his grandfather was in Triffitt.
I know.
And he was a farmer.
That's right.
And his father was born in Horton Regis.
There you go.
And they went over to the States
Horton Regis.
But he was actually born.
There you go. 7 minutes away, Horton Regis.
Yeah.
In that direction.
That's where his father was born.
Right.
And lived.
Okay.
Until they went to the US.
So, yeah. Thanks for watching.
But to think that he was only here for 3 years, but they've made a big accolade to him.
Well, he's a big star.
But he was just a baby.
No, he was the biggest star in America.
Yeah, but when he was here, he was just a baby. He was only here for 3 years.
He was a little boy.
He was a baby.
He was a baby boy.
He was a baby boy.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.